Good morning, world of readers. I am Book Dragon Erin, and I would like to welcome you all back to my booktube channel, where in today's review I will be talking about Evidence of the Affair by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Evidence of the Affair is a fictional contemporary romance novel that is a standalone, but I think it so deserves a sequel and a movie adaptation because even though this is a short story, this is still so incredible, I can't express that enough. Readers who read Evidence of the Affair also enjoyed My Evil Mother by Margaret Atwood, Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, and Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. Speaking of Colleen Hoover books, I recently got It Ends With Us, and I can't wait to read this and talk about it with you guys. As far as a light description of this novel, this is told entirely through letters of two comforting strangers and those of two illicit lovers. Evidence of the Affair explores the complex nature of the heart and ultimately, for one woman, how liberating it can be when it's broken. That might not make a lot of sense right now, but it will eventually. As far as the plot goes, dear stranger, my heart goes out to you, David, even though I don't know you. A desperate young woman in Southern California sits down to write a letter to a man she has never met, which is a choice that will change both their lives forever. The correspondence between Carrie Alsop and David Mayer reveals, piece by piece, the painful details of a devastating affair between their spouses. So, with each commiserating scratch of the pen, they confess their fears and bare their souls to each other. They share the bewilderment over how things went so wrong, and they come to wonder where they go from here, and how can their lives change in the future if they do leave their spouses. Now, moving on to my thoughts, I have heard so many things about books by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and Evidence of the Affair is actually the first book that I have read by her. What do I think of her writing? I love it tenfold. Dare I say, Evidence of the Affair is my favorite short story of all time. This novel takes place in the 1970s, and I was ecstatic about that. Even though I am primarily obsessed with TV shows from the 1960s, like Star Trek and Gilligan's Island, F Troop, Sea Hunt, all those shows, I have a very 1970s fashion sense. I wear hippie shirts when I'm not filming a YouTube video. I wear military-style clothing. When I go out, I wear bell-bottom or bootcut jeans. I leave my hair long more often than not. And I love wearing ankle-length maxi dresses for parties, all that jazz. I just love it. So, reading about the 1970s, I was there as a reader, and it was so thrilling to me. I loved it. My heart goes out to the characters Carrie and David because absolutely no one deserves to be cheated on or betrayed like Carrie's husband and David's wife are doing to them. I say if a general you is unhappy in a relationship, end that one before starting another because there's less drama, less scandal, and less damaged feelings, even though it will still hurt unbearably. The first few chapters in reading this book, I had a thought about Carrie and David that I stuck with through the entire novel. They continue writing to each other, sharing their thoughts and baring their souls to each other, and talking about their feelings. So, did this mean at the end of the book they would actually be in love? I don't want to talk about that right now. I will get to it eventually. Personally, I felt so sad for Carrie being infertile, and my heart truly went out to her, not just because of her husband's affair. She tells David that she wonders how a woman can be a woman if she can't have a baby, and I just wanted to crawl into the book and hug her. I would never wish infertility on any woman because I personally think that infertility is a curse. God knows I want at least 4 children of my own, so when I do find Mr. Right, I pray that he will be on board with the lots of babies plan. The ending of this novel was so fan-flipping-tastic. Carrie and David develop a close bond, but they don't act on their physical desires until the end. So a quick recap. Carrie and David find out that Ken, Carrie's husband, and Janet, David's wife, have called it quits. Janet tells David the truth about her affair, and she reconciles with David, and now they're planning to heal their marital wounds. However, for Carrie and Ken still wants his girlfriend, Janet. Carrie knows this, so Carrie leaves Ken for good, which is a great choice on her part, and she moves back to New Jersey to live with her parents as a single mom of one little girl whom she names Margaret. So yes, in Carrie's final letter to David, she was saying, "I'll be in New Jersey with our daughter. If you ever want to visit us, we will be waiting for you here in New Jersey." Yes, Carrie and David hooked up and Carrie got pregnant. In the final letter Carrie sent to David, she actually thanked him 1,000,000,000 times over for giving her a baby, little Maggie, proving to her that she was not the infertile one, it was Ken. All along, Carrie thought that she was the infertile one, but as it turns out, Ken was the one who couldn't have kids. What a plot twist I did not see coming, even though I probably should have seen. At the beginning, Carrie confides in David that she went to a bunch of fertility doctors who were biased against Carrie, so Carrie was the one being blamed for not being able to give Ken a baby, and the doctors didn't even bother testing Ken, which, if they did, would have proved that he was the infertile one. How cruel is that in the long run? If I think about history and the male mindset that it's a woman's job to bring babies, even though it's the guy who gives the fertilizer for the plant, I can almost let this slide, but it is still so unfair. What I mean by this is, you can't blame a man of the past for being raised in the past, so not everyone has the modern day mindset. It's all about how you were raised and the beliefs that you learned back then. They might not be right now, but back then they were thought to be true or acceptable. Not just the male mindset that it's a woman's fault for being attacked, or it's a woman's fault for being the one who can't give a baby. There are so many topics about that I won't go into because this video would be probably an hour long, but let's move on to the ratings. Amazon rates this book 4.2 out of 5 stars. Apple Books blog rates this book 4.6 out of 5 stars. Audible rates this book 4.4 out of 5 stars. Goodreads rates this book 3.9 out of 5 stars. According to Google users, 92% of readers enjoyed this book, and Under the Covers book blog rates this book 3.5 out of 5 stars. My rating for this book, 5 out of 5 stars, and if Amazon and Goodreads would allow it, I would have given this book 10 out of 5 stars because it was so good. Now, as far as my Amazon/Goodreads review goes, this book was absolutely amazing. A whirlwind of emotions for me. I felt the agony of betrayal, the resisted passion of Carrie and David that they had for each other, and the ending, oh my gosh. The fact that Carrie thanked David for giving her a baby after they slept together, and that Carrie finally left Ken, just wow. It was like fireworks going off with how much I loved this book. Taylor Jenkins Reid, I love your book. Give me more. I can't wait to read everything that you've ever written, starting with Daisy Jones and the Six. This is my next to read, so hopefully I will get to the book review video of this book soon in the future. Anyway, that is all for today, so if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button to show some support, subscribe to my booktube channel to get more videos like this, turn on that notification button to be notified when I upload brand new videos to my YouTube channel every single Sunday. Keep on reading and have a great day, everyone!